Thank you for allowing me to take up some of the time of your busy day today. I really do appreciate, given all the things that are happening in and around our respective lives, that you would take the time to consider words from a person you probably never met before, but my intention is to share with you what I believe connects us all, that I believe we all have within us, that sometimes many of us haven't taken the time to define those things for ourselves. Like, for example, the general theme from the book itself and from these podcast episodes is around that topic called resilience. Now, by itself, resilience and its cousin, leadership, those are very soft topics. And probably because many people know what a leader or leadership is, people can probably look up a definition about being resilient or resilience. And my perspective on those topics are just mine. I'm not sure there's a right or wrong definition for those words, but probably we can agree on the softness of those terms. And I would say that I would agree with that only until we, individually and collectively, have taken the time to define those words for ourselves. And not just to define them, but also then to agree with those definitions, and then to apply those definitions to ourselves first, and then to execute them. To execute those definitions in our day-to-day lives, moments, phases, seasons. And then ultimately, in that cycle, that spiral, to measure or assess with that question that I put in the book. What drives you to do that? And even clearly and simply, did you apply your best to that event, that moment, that challenge, that success, that failure, that lesson? It's not about getting better. I know many books that have made touch on subjects like that, leadership and resilience. Sometimes I fall into the category of self-help or self-development or self-improvement. I cannot subscribe or ascribe to that. Again, not saying right or wrong, but there is no improvement of the best you can give to each moment. Just think about that. If you can assess, or if I can assess that I have really given my best to each and every moment, each and every day, how can I improve on that best? Even if it was the so-called yesterday, I did something that was, in my head, my best, given those conditions and those circumstances. But should I compare this moment and my application of my best now to that best of yesterday or yesteryear? You could do that, but it would be fruitless to me. Because now you're competing with yourself, you're competing with your best from yesterday, or even worse, from where I'm sitting, comparing your best today to your fantasy best in 2 years from now. It'd be nice to have that Nostradamus perspective and forward looking to see how that would measure up to today versus tomorrow. But to me, it comes down to not only taking the time to define those nebulous terms called resilience and leadership. They're only soft because many of us haven't taken the time to sit down and introspect. And as opposed to self-improvement or self-development, really is about self-discovery. And that is what I'm trying to get to in the book itself, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, Process Models for Life, but also in these episodes to emphasize the necessity to have resilience applied by you, by me, to every moment that we have to live. Meaning, as good as I might have been yesterday, or as bad as I might have been yesterday, this is a new moment. And this new moment is going to continue to change, evolve, maybe devolve, but it's going to move forward. Either way, it's moving forward. So I say that because what I'm trying to give you a perspective on is a view on your net resilience process model for life in each moment that you experience and that you observe and are aware of and exposed to. So this net process model for life, I probably should rephrase that as, for this topic today, the net process model for love. That's not really new. Nothing is. But the main model in the book itself consists of two major components: observation and communication. Two simple, summarized steps with underlying sub-models to themselves, but with an underlying infrastructure for your consideration and application on your journey. So when you get a chance, I invite you to jump over to the website. You get an initial overview of the book itself about the main model, observation and communication, that leads to resilience. And hopefully can, if you're interested, answering that question that is the summarized tagline of the book. All the things that I'm giving you to consider and your definitions, it comes down to that one question: what drives you? That beauty that is yours, but I can't tell you what it is. I kind of give you a viewpoint of what I think mine is. Again, that ties into my beauty, my purpose, my message, the reason why I think I'm here. And part of it was I said earlier, about self-discovery. Why I do what I do, why I don't do what I don't do. But comes down to me understanding that, and all I'm doing is sharing with you my journey. Different from yours, but in sometimes, some ways, I hope similar to yours. At any rate, I will close out this topic today about just putting your own personal rigor and definitions and then applications on resilience and leadership for you that we can share together. As always, please stay present, stay current, be safe out there, and remember, it's always a